Alright gang, I have been hard at it all day. It's now 10 till 3. So I went through, sorry for the glare, went through and completely revamped, emptied out this shelf, emptied the top off, and I put my 2 post beam drills up over there. And then put my books there for bookends. And just put some little looky-loos in there along the way. And 65 Ford's pen case, Zippo pen case, is now adorning my little motorcycles. And what else do we have going on? I rerouted the speakers and moved them to different places. I did get the power bandsaw over in its resting place. Sticks out a little further than I'd like, but I think it'll be fine. And we still got to get the mill cleaned up, don't we? But, well, I did make this. This is just using a gauge magnetic base. Allows me to put it wherever I want to put it and direct the light wherever I want to direct the light. Went in and changed out to the chuck because the first thing I'm going to do is just blow some holes through some things. And I figured you guys have waited long enough for me to do something with this. So this was already working. We know that. I'm just moving it over and out of the way here. Okay, it's got a potentiometer or a rheostat, and then you can go turbo. And it's a slow stop, forward and reverse. So I've got my light, so I can put my light where I want it. And I made that light, I don't know how many of you remember. This was the light that I had for my camera, but the battery decided it was only going to last about 15 seconds, so I took it out. It's a standard 3.7 volt lithium ion. So I just found a 3.7 volt charger and hooked that up. I still have to tuck that wire up out of the way somewhere, but we'll get that taken care of. What else do we have here? Well, we've got the cord up here for the power feed. Got forward and reverse. You can see it moving there. There's the power feed. And of course reverse. So that just stays in the stop and off position until I'm ready to use it. But the variable frequency drive. Everybody was really, I'm still in gear. Everybody was really anxious to see me get that thing set up. So I figured, let me spend a little bit of time. And no, that's not the permanent mounting spot. It comes with a default program. The default program allows it to go up to 60 Hertz. It is capable of 120 Hertz. It is a single phase in at 110 and 3-phase out at 220, 240. And it will do all kinds of neat and nifty tricks. But for right now, for the purpose of this video, let's just see what happens when we power it on. Right now we're showing reverse. I want to go forward. Forward. Power. Okay, we're at 0. Let's crank that up to, what, 5.8? You want to crank it on up a little faster? Now, right now I've got it in 3rd gear. I can change this, you know, between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Let's ramp it up a little more. That is 20 Hertz. 35 Hertz. And 60 Hertz. Moving right along, isn't it? Now watch when I hit the power off button. You can hear it decelerate, and you can see that it is a power ramp down. gets to the power ramp down, it slowly ramps the speed up, slowly ramps the speed down. So now let's see if it'll go in reverse. A little slower way down here. And there we go in reverse. Slow it down more so you can see. Now even at that, you have the full torque of the motor, which is one of the really neat things about using a variable frequency drive. Then we shut it off. And then I've got my power disconnect here. This is going to get mounted in a box, and it's going to have its own on and off switch so that I don't have to use the breaker box. I'll let the breaker box do what it's supposed to do as far as protecting everything, but as far as powering it down and on, I should have thought it through a little bit more and put that box over here, or bypassed the plug-in for that, because it kills the power all the way across. And my plan is with the lights. Clyde, how did... Dude, you're the laziest. I bought 3 more of these lights. I'm going to go ahead and do 12 feet on the west wall and 12 feet on the east wall. And I am going to do as suggested and pick up a couple of 12-foot boards to mount them to rigid so that I don't stress the ends there. But if I kill the circuit breaker switch to shut the VFD off, I also lose power here, and I plan on powering these lights off of this outlet. So just so that I've got room, because as you can see over here, this has a current light that's up there, which that'll be gone, but got the lathe plugged in, and then this is a power remote, cordless remote for my outside light. I've got one on the east and west walls of the shop, so that I'll still have a couple of outlets to use there. Over here I've got all 4 of them used. I've got my power feed here, I've got my power feed there, my light, and the variable frequency drive. Now, I know that it was supposed to be set up with its own circuit, but I think it's going to be fine. If it's not, I will learn a lesson. Hopefully not a really valuable one. And I did just order some stuff from Boeing. Yes, Boeing, as in the aircraft company. And it is a fluid film that after I get the deck cleaned off here and get the vise cleaned off of that surface rust, I'll go through and clean everything else that has rust on it too, which is all 3 pieces of equipment. I'll spray and wipe those down with this fluid film from Boeing. I think it's T9 or P9, something like that. I won't have a rust problem anymore. I'll just come out and reapply whenever I use the tool, whichever tool it is that I use. But there you go, you guys saw it. Let's go ahead and kick it down into low gear, and I can do that with the variable drive on, but it is not in run mode. I don't want to do the shift on the fly. And then we can also come over here and go down to low gear. So let's go to low 1 and see how fast 60 Hertz puts this thing at, okay? Let's go back to forward. Power. That is really creeping. That's using the full benefit of those gears, isn't it? But super impressed with how easy it was to wire the variable frequency drive. It is just as simple as you wire the 3 wires from the 3-phase motor up and the ground, and then you wire the 2 wires of your plug-in, and then its ground. Plug it in and go. It's just that easy. I can sort it. Well, I can't really show you the wirings. I've taken 2 covers off, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I like it. So there you have it. The mill is now functional, but I still have to get everything dialed in. 1, for the move. 2, because I've been cutting, swinging things around on it. The headstock's not tightened down, so on and so forth. So, but we'll get to that. And as you can probably tell from my voice, I'm tired, and I still have to run to Lowe's and pick up some wood for the lights and a couple of other things that are on my list. So I'm going to get out of here. This is just a quick little update. Semi-quick little update at 11 minutes. So your friendly neighborhood Zippo, if you guys are glad to finally see the mill up and running, and these tables getting more and more bare. We are whittling things down, and to this point I've yet to put the first thing in what has been renamed Zippo's Green Giant. Wait till you guys see the decals for it. They've already been designed. Not gonna spoil it by showing you the picture. You just have to wait and see. But still got this massive tooling to sort through, get it sized, and then get it organized. That's just an empty toolbox and an old Jeep speedometer from my old CJ5. And forever, I know this, here I go again, just babbling. Forever and ever, I knew I had a bunch of knobs, like shifter knobs and whatnot. Couldn't find them, couldn't find them, couldn't find them, couldn't find them. Can you see what's in there? There's all my shifter knobs. Well, how did they get in there? Well, I put them in there so that I would know where they were. And I haven't touched that. I mean, I knew that my grips were in there, but I didn't know that the knobs were in there. And this was sitting up here where the Briggs manuals are now. So anyway, there we go. That's where we're at this point in the game. We're going to continue to move forward, and I will continue to bring you content on the updates and let you guys bear witness to the ever-changing shop. And I also got this entire area here all cleared out. Of course, the Vanguard's sitting there and the welding cart's sitting there, but it's got a new home in the shop. That's a thorn in my side. I just need to get it running, get that, just get it running, and probably do a video on it. Yeah, I said a short video. Got all my helicoil stuff in here, as well as my extractors, and my dividers, and my hand valve cutter, my hand valve seat cutter. And oops, in here, bunch of radius gauges, different types of gauges. Empty machinist clamps, a homemade C-clamp, machinist clamp, my combination squares. This drawer has not been touched. That drawer has not been touched. And that drawer has not been touched. All yet to be gone through. This drawer sort of kind of got touched, just got cleaned up. It's got a roll pin punch set and a center punch set and a good set of Allen wrenches. Of course, my Bible up top has all of my gauges, including my magnetic bases, so on and so forth in there. There is still absolutely nothing in the bottom half. I still have to put drawer liners in them. After I get the drawer liners in, then we'll see what else winds up going in there. I've got my parallels and my offsets and all this stuff yet to go through and find a home for, but stuff like this is more than likely going to go in the Kennedy box, and that box is going to be dedicated to machinist tools. It may only be the top box that I wind up needing for machinist tools, so we will just have to wait and see. Now I've gone on for 14.5 minutes, so again, friendly neighborhood Zippo, please, 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 it helps the channel out immensely. Thumbs up and share me with your friends. Let them know that there's a old kid on the block that's been at it for coming up on 11 years and puts out half decent videos and brings you into his home. So that's it, friendly neighborhood Zippo. I will catch you on the next one while I'm out of here.